Merry belated Christmas, everyone. As an annual tradition, here is the video showcasing everything that I acquired for Christmas 2021. So I'm going to begin with the presents that I acquired from friends of mine, okay? Beginning with my good friend Jacob down in Louisiana. And I'm rolling in here right now, if I can, because one of the trucks unfortunately derailed here. I'm rolling in these 4 Season 1 open wagons and brake van by Hornby, along with one Hornby brake coach, James brake coach that is, and then James's composite coach. Jacob was very, very kind to send these my way, and in return I sent him some various Thomas merchandise and some Japanese snacks, all of which both he and his mother actually like very much. So Jacob and Jacob's mom, if you're watching this right now, I just want to say thank you so much again for the rolling stock, and I'm glad that the stuff I sent your way also brought smiles to your faces. So yeah. And yes, Jacob, these will most certainly be used in future videos, including TSS Season 2. Alrighty. Next, I'll probably go with my friend Charlie out in Oregon. He got me these, which are these Bulldog Airsoft Pellets, which are excellent, for the 3D printed eyeballs. So those, unfortunately, actually have not arrived yet because I placed the order on Shapeways practically less than a week before Christmas. But basically, I have a pack of Thomas faces, pack of Edward faces, Bill and Ben, and I believe a Toby face pack, and finally a Cranky face coming from Shapeways, which, again, you're not going to see those later in the video because they haven't arrived yet, but basically these are the eye pellets that I'll be using for the eyeballs, which I like because, the advantage of using the eyeballs instead of just having, say a face where the eyes are kind of already printed on, or molded on, that is, it's like, you can't really set them to a certain direction. So it'd be nice now that I can basically rotate these eyeballs. If say it's Thomas, he's looking left, I can rotate these to the left. If he's looking right, then I can rotate them to the right. So that's just a really, really nice thing to have. So thank you, Charlie, so much for sending these my way, and I'm glad that you also enjoyed the Japanese snacks that I sent your way. Alright. And then finally, my friend Plowbender in Pennsylvania sent me quite a few things, and we're going to start off with these. I mean, these have to be some of my favorite Christmas gifts I've gotten, but this is basically the Bachmann Blue Narrage coach, which I've had for over a year now. I actually bought these from Train World back in November of 2020 during the pandemic, and right there, Plowbender was very kind enough to take, I believe, what was either the Nakayoshi or Bandai Tex faces, and then use those in order to make faces that are basically in scale with the Bachmann 009 narrow gauge coaches. So yeah, this is the iconic sad face, as you could tell, when the coach is looking at Sir Handel and going, "Oh, what a horrid engine." So yes, if I am going to remake a bad day for Sir Handel in the future, these will most certainly come in handy, along with other narrow gauge videos, because TSS episode 14 is going to be the first narrow gauge episode. So just a little heads up on that. But yeah, so he didn't just make me one face, he sent me a whole plastic bag of faces, which I'll show you right now, if I can find it. Sorry, I got a bunch of stuff up here on the side. Here we go. So, if you look carefully, there's all sorts of expressions. There's a shocked expression. I believe there's also another sad one in there, as well as possibly a smiling one. But, yeah, all in all, just thank you so much, Plowbender, for sending these my way. In addition to that, he sent me a Ertl fire engine right here. So I actually already had one of these in my collection, but now this is my second one that will come in handy if I ever do a remake of Thomas Personal Slow Coach. So that is that. And then lastly, he sent me as a surprise gift, which was really, really unexpected, but a really, really welcome surprise nonetheless, is this in the plastic bag here. What we have here is a T-scale Terrence the Tractor. Yes, that is. I'm going to actually take it out here because I still haven't taken it out of the plastic bag, but Come on, you. Yeah, this is extremely small. Right there. Just take a look at how small that is. I'm wondering, for size comparison, what can I use? Here, actually, here's the blue Narrage coach. I could use this. So here's the blue Narrage coach, and here's Terrence the tractor. Just, yeah, how he made this is beyond me, but it's just amazing. Well, if I ever go T-scale, this is the first thing I'll have in my collection. Or is the first thing I have in my collection. So yeah, thank you so much again, Cloudbender, for those lovely items. So now we transitioned now to some items that probably you guys don't really care about. These are going to be items that I acquired from my family, but I'll just show them nonetheless very quickly. So here's some pens. Always could use more pens with work and such. Here, nail clippers, because my old one's broke, so that's pretty cool. 2 different sizes. As many of you probably know, I am also a huge classical music fan, and as a result I got Immortal Beloved, as well as, right here, Amadeus. So these are very welcome additions to my collection of DVDs. And let's see here. I think that's about it, with the exception of some clothes, which I'm not going to showcase. Oh, nope, I take that back. Here we have some additions here. This is the Cobblestone Corners Winter Village. These are some figures that I think they're actually a little over scale. They're actually not really HO scale. They're a little bit on the big side. But nevertheless, I could probably put them somewhere on my layout that you won't really know the scale difference. But yeah, I got that, as well as these street lamps and a bench. And finally, a little truck right there, and what appears to be a little van of some sort. So in addition to that, I acquired these cherry blossoms, which are very nice. These were on sale, I believe, at Michael's, my local art store. And so I picked them up. And yeah, I think I'll be adding them over by Ma's place on the layout. Let's see here. But now we transition to more model railway stuff, which is, of course, the very fun stuff. So let's start with the Bachmann rolling stock I acquired from Train World. New additions, so shout out to Train World. We got the cargo car, one more fruit and vegetables van, another coal wagon with load, the GWR cattle wagon, and then these weren't really Christmas gifts because I got them back in November, I guess December acquisitions, but these are Toby's Museum coaches, which I did make a Twitter post on. These have to be some of my favorite models. I'm honestly contemplating, on making a review of these at some point because of how gorgeous these models are and just how unique they are, just appearing in one episode, and the fact that Bachmann came through making these. And yeah, these 4 other ones are welcome additions too. I will most certainly be repainting the cargo car a dark brown. The fruit and vegetable van I'll weather up. This too I'll definitely weather up. And the GWR cattle wagon, what I'm probably going to do is paint the thing a dark brown, but leave the GWR logo as well as the door as they are. So this will stay green, that'll stay with GWR white logo. And the actual orangish light brown color, I'm going to paint a dark brown just so it looks more like the cattle wagons from the model series, which is always what I'm going for. Alrighty, so that's that. And so yeah, and of course, shout out to Train World and Bachmann Trains, because without them, I wouldn't have been able to get these products. Alrighty, so let's move on to some other cool products. Next are these Hornby benches. These are very cool because they're actually made out of metal. They're not even plastic like most of the model railway benches. These are metal, so that's really neat. Here are Hornby Mailboxes, which are also very cool. Here is a Hornby newspaper stand. This too, by the way, as small as it is made out of resin. And it looks like this one is from 2014. So So that's that. In addition, this is one I really love. This is what do you call it? Like the Scaledale waiting room, I believe it's called. I actually have the box behind me. We call it the lower Scaledale waiting room. Now this is going to be very important because for TSS episode 12, which basically you saw that I had the preview up on my channel, that's going to be an episode. I'm kind of giving away spoilers now, but you know what? All I'm going to say is this building right here plays a very important role in that episode, and you'll see why once the episode is released. But yeah, this is actually quite old. This is actually from 2006. Yeah, back in the good old days of the Hornby Thomas line when they were making Dryoff Station and Maithwaite Station and all those other wonderful resident buildings. It's really a shame these didn't take off as well as they should have here in the US, but I know in the UK they're very popular, which is excellent. But yeah, real quick, here's the box right here. If anyone who's curious, the lower Scaledale waiting room. And yeah, that's the model right there. Alrighty, and then here we have some mailbags by Pecco Model Scene, which will really come in handy for any shot with Percy in the mail train, or really any of the engines with a mail train. And then here's another one I really like. These are the Model Scene accessories, which consist of a figure that basically looks like Tom Tipper. You look see in there with a mailbag. There's also like another figure that kind of looks like a very important visitor. So just check out like Model Scene Passenger Standing Set B, and then you'll see what I mean. But you'll notice that a lot of these look like figures from the old model series, which once again is what I'm going for. Let's see. Oh yeah, here we go. If you guys remember from the Ghislaine era, seasons 6 and 7, I believe the Hit era as well, they had these dark blue tractors in the background. So that's what this is right here. You know, one of the most iconic scenes I remember is from the Runaway Elephant when Duncan like reaches the crossing with the elephant statue, and like suddenly a tractor crosses right beforehand, and this is that exact tractor. So that's pretty neat. Alrighty. And in addition to that, I got some Hornby platform ramps, as well as curved platforms, which I'm actually not going to take out right now because they're actually in the middle of the layout, but yeah, you can kind of see the second radius. I know it's upside down. Second radius right there. And I bought those because in the middle of my layout, I'm adding a platform for an area that's going to consist of Lord Callan's castle. More specifics on that at a later date. As of now, that's the only hint I'll really give you. I'll give you for now. And let's see. Here we go. Here's another great piece. The Hornby Gas Holder, which too is made out of resin. And this one actually is old. This one's from 2007. So once again, a really neat addition right there. Here we have the Hornby Viaduct Sidewalls. I only have one in the shop, but there's two of them. This one's actually from 2005. If you look carefully there. And then the extension pillars, two from 2005. Here's one. And then the viaduct itself, which is very heavy, but I'll take it right now. Once again, this is all made out of resin. And this too is from 2005. So this is the start to the viaduct, if I ever were to somehow incorporate that into the layout. But here's just one of the arches right here that I was able to acquire. Alrighty, and let's see. Here we also have, here we go. Right here, this is the Hornby Scaledale, what do you call this? Terminus Offices, which I'm adding to my fishing village, actually. Hey everyone, I apologize for that brief interruption there. My battery basically died on me, but anyhow, I was talking about these Hornby Terminus Offices. This was another Scaledale building I acquired. This is from 2006 as well. And what's cool is that it comes with two of them. Now technically these are actually supposed to be like station buildings, but I'm going to be using them as town buildings in my fishing village. So, that is that. And lastly, but certainly not least, that I have to showcase is, where is it? I just had it. The Hornby Rail over River Bridge. And this building basically is going to be, or building, it's really a resin bridge here, would be used should I ever make the watermill in the future. So yeah, as you can see, I've been on a real resin kick lately, and I'm granted I've always been a huge fan of the resin buildings, and was honestly really shocked that the resin buildings didn't do as well as they should have here in the U.S. as I stated before. I would love to see Bachmann come out with more of them in the future, but unfortunately that just seems unlikely at the moment. But again, the realism of these is just unreal. Anyhow, that's basically all my Christmas presents. Once again, thank you very much for watching, everyone, and Merry Christmas.